Hi YouTube. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial or demonstration on how to assemble a basic fruit basket. Hopefully the lighting is decent enough for you to see. Okay, so let's get started here. First you want to start off with the basket. Today I'm going to do a pretty small basket. I didn't get a whole lot of fruit. I guess let's start off at the fruit first, with the fruit. What you want to do is pick the fruits that you want to put in your basket. Once you determine the size of your basket, just kind of get an estimate of how many pieces of fruit you can put in it, and go from there. And also, you can use all types of fruit, whatever's in season. You want to try to pick fruit that's underripe, partially because when you wrap the basket, there's gases and that fruit gives off, and they will start to go south on you pretty quick, start to ripen maybe before you the recipient eats the fruit. So what I did just for this tutorial, I just picked some basic fruits, stone fruit. I have some nectarines, some pears, some apples. I have two varieties of apples. I have Fuji and I have Granny Smith. I got some small plums and a tangelo. And what you want to do is when you pick your fruit, try to be selective. A lot of times in the supermarket, there are a lot of nicks and bruises. So you want to try to be selective. And also when you check out, if there's some way that you can let the checker know to be gentle on your fruit. On more than one occasion, I've purchased fruit and they've kind of tossed it on the scale, then thrown it down the conveyor. I'm over-exaggerating, but my fruit has gotten damaged, so you want to be careful. Maybe pick a little extra. Okay, so here we go. This basket here, this is a small basket. This one here I got at dollar store. So yeah, basic cheap basket. I have Excelsior in this. This might be a little bit more on the expensive side. I happen to have tons of it, so I'm using it. What you can do is you can also use the crinkly paper, the shred, the basket filler. Michael's has basket filler. Dollar store has basket filler. Also, a good place to get the crinkly paper is pet stores. I've seen huge bags at pet stores. You can get different sizes. I know they have Craft, which is the brown color, and pink. I've seen pink, yellow, I believe, and blue. So that's a good place to get the filler. Now you see here in my basket, I have filler going all the way to the bottom here. Now you don't have to do that because it could be a waste of your supplies. You can put crumbled up newspaper, crumbled up paper bags, butcher paper, whatever you can put in the bottom to kind of fill the space. You can also put an old box or a used box, a box that you don't need, just to kind of fill space. So your filler may start like 1 inch under the rim of the basket. So you can do that. Now, I like to put a lot of filler in my basket. I like to get a dome shape. This helps make the basket look fuller. I'm not a fan of flat baskets. But of course, however you want to design it is your choice. You can start off flat and just pile fruit and make it a mound. It's up to you. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to fluff it up a little. And then we're going to start. I'm going to show you two different ways. I'm going to show you one way with tissue, one way without tissue. And I'll do the without tissue first. And you'll kind of see what I mean when I talk about the tissue. I use tissue just to kind of fill in some of the empty spaces. Now, what you want to do is with your fruit, peel off the stickers. I've already done that on my fruit here, so I'm all set. Because I was cheap, I only bought a few pieces of fruit, and for the most part, I got 2 pieces of each. So with 2 pieces of fruit, I want to kind of be symmetrical in my basket. And you don't have to be symmetrical. I think some of the best baskets are asymmetrical. So yeah, this one is going to be somewhat symmetrical, not entirely. So we're going to start by making a little nest to cradle our fruit. Now apples, I like to put top side facing up, just by preference. You can do the bottom side if that's what you prefer. And this actually looks pretty nice. But I'm going to leave it like that. What I'm going to do here, because the nectarine is similar in color, I don't want it right next to each other. So I'm going to put the Granny Smith right here. Then I'm going to go for the nectarine in the corner. I'm going to jump to the back. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to put the apple in this corner. And I hope I'm staying in the camera. Hopefully. We'll see how it looks. And then once again, the granny. Come on. Make a nest. Okay. So get the apple in there. And then we're going to go for the nectarine again. Now my stone fruit, just a preference. I don't know if I said this already, but I like to put them bottom facing up. I just think this side looks nicer than this side, but it's your choice, your preference. Okay, so that one's in. Now this side, I'm going to go with a pear. See, here's the thing. This is where I peeled off the sticker, the barcode sticker that was on here. Now, if you have any of this discoloration, just make sure you turn it around, because you don't want the recipient to see that like right when the basket's open. Now, I don't like the way this is sinking in, so I'm going to fluff it up a little bit. Let's pull some of this self here over here and recradle this a little better. Get that guy in there. Get this pear in here. We'll get this tangelo. Now this tangelo, I also happen to like the bottom side of it facing up. I just like it better than this side. Just a preference. So we'll put that on top. Okay, these are my plums. So we'll put these in here. And you can kind of fill these spaces. Now, I'm losing some. Now, you'll see I actually have more space than I would like here. Now, you can choose to fill with leaves. My fruit's tumbling out. Leaves, cherries, smaller fruits. You can just kind of insert that into some of the empty spaces there, just to kind of take up space. And let me get this in the camera a little bit more. So that's how that looks without the tissue. Now I'm going to pull this apart really quick, and I'll do it with the tissue. I don't like all this showing through. It's just more empty space, and I don't like having empty space. Then I have to figure out what to do when it comes to filling it. And sometimes I don't feel like pulling out all my supplies and, all kinds of stuff to get it filled. Now, what I have here is just basic tissue. Looks wrinkled because I had it all scrunched up. But this is just tissue. I bought it in large sheets at the dollar store. So I have this. This is about 4 by 4. You don't have to be exact. I just cut squares. I have one larger one, which I'll use for the tangelo. And I have some smaller sizes that I'm using for the smaller fruit. Okay, so let me show you what I do with that. So I'll actually just take the fruit, put it in here, just kind of center it, and shove it in there. So next one, we'll go with the, actually let me do the opposite side first. So I'll put the apple in the back there. Then I'm going to go with the nectarine. So I'll turn this. I'll put the nectarine in here. Now when I put this on the square, I usually like to kind of try to put it with one of the points facing upward. Now you can see where I got a little nick there. So that wouldn't be the best fruit to put in this basket, but for the tutorial, we'll pretend it's not there. Okay, so now let's put the apple in there. Now you'll see what the tissue does is it kind of helps fill in some of those spaces for you. So you don't have so much of your filler showing through. And once again, that's just a personal preference. You don't have to do this. Okay, pears, I like to have pears standing upward. And I'll just put this in there. And cram this guy in there. Really good. Okay. Now, one more pear. Okay, now this is a larger sheet just because I have a larger piece of fruit. So put that on there. Oh, I knocked my stand out of place. I have a homemade stand I made out of a hanger and paper clip to hold my phone because I use my phone for videos. I'm cheap. Okay, so now I'm putting in the plums with a smaller size tissue. So squeeze those little guys in there, and I gotta be really careful when I move it because things can drop out of place really easily. Now I still would like to have had, I bumped it again, some cherries or something to fill the space. What I'm going to do, because I have a little gap here, I'm going to try to turn this pear a little bit and hope it goes to the side a little. And I'm going to take a little piece of tissue and just shove it in there, just to close up that space. So that's what you have there, your basic fruit basket. Now what you're going to do after that, you're going to need to wrap this. You obviously can't just deliver this like this. You can't just give it out because everything will just drop. What you can do, there are several options. I've seen people use netting and just put some ties on the sides of the baskets and put netting over it. And that's actually pretty good because, like I said earlier, the gases of the fruit will cause it to ripen. So with the netting, it kind of escapes instead of just staying trapped. I like cello just because I think it makes the gift look bigger, fuller, looks more expensive. So that's my preference. Now, what I do for something like this, you still can't just put cello because things will drop out of place. I use shrink bags. So you can also get those at the dollar store. So I'll use a shrink bag, put it over top. Now, I don't put it so it gathers at the top. I kind of put it upside down so the opening is on the bottom. And I'll cut the excess off, tape it up a little, just tape it under the basket, and then shrink wrap the whole thing with the heat gun, blow dryer, I think you can use. So yeah, I do that first, and then I go over it, and then I'll put cello, and then put a bow on there. Now, I don't have enough time in this video, but I will actually do another video, and I will wrap this basket, or a basket. So right now, this is how to make your basic fruit basket. And let me rotate this a little just so you can see it. So yeah, pretty basic, pretty simple. If you have any questions or comments, try to send me a message. I'm not a fan of reading comments, mostly because I'm scared. Yeah, so just send me a message if you have any questions or anything you need help with. Thanks.